First at 4, a sex abuse scandal turns very personal for the family of football icon Bo Schembechler.
It's a deeply personal and painful story of abuse and betrayal, abuse by a trusted doctor and betrayal of my father and the University of Michigan, which he served.
Bo's son describes a painful confrontation with his father and has a message for the University of Michigan today. Call him.
At 10 years old, this was Mia, and this is the snapshot that continues to follow her. A broken skull in numerous places, yet she lives to tell her story in hopes this won't happen to you or someone you love.
Fall is still so steamy outside, and our storm chances even slimmer than they were yesterday. We'll see how things change for the weekend right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, a sex abuse scandal swirling around the University of Michigan is shining a devastating spotlight on the school's late legendary coach, Bo Schembechler. His own son says he was abused. His dad knew and did nothing. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with some of Matt Schembechler's story. Kim.
Karen, hundreds of former patients of the former U of M athletic director Robert Anderson say they were abused. Matt Schembechler now says he was among those victims, starting when he was just 10 years old and his dad was coaching the Wolverines. Today, Matt described his father's reaction when he told him about that abuse.
Bo's temper was legendary, and he lost it. He screamed, "I don't want to hear this. I'm not hearing this." I tried to tell him repeatedly, but my effort earned me a punch in the chest.
Schembechler says his mother told the athletic director at the time, who fired Anderson, but his father brought him back. Schembechler appeared with 2 other victims of Anderson. They all feel the university hasn't done enough to acknowledge its failures.
But I know the truth. Anderson abused me and countless others over 3 decades. It's clear the culture of abuse at the University of Michigan has not changed and will not change until they acknowledge what happened.
The university sent Local 4 a statement saying, in part, quote, "We condemn and apologize for the tragic misconduct of the late Dr. Robert Anderson, who left the university 17 years ago and died 13 years ago." It also points to dozens of new policies put in place to prevent similar abuse. So right now, Matt Schembechler is starting to share his story, but tells us to expect forthcoming legal action. The university is already facing claims from the hundreds of other victims, and the school is working through court-guided mediation. So we'll have a lot more from Schembechler and the other victims when you join us tonight on Local 4 News at 5. Until then, we'll send it back to you, Karen.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure thing.
Former UAW President Gary Jones is headed to prison for his role in the union's corruption scandal. Jones pleaded guilty last year to charges of embezzlement, racketeering, and tax evasion. He admitted to working with 6 other UAW officials to steal union funds for lavish vacations, golf, and expensive cigars. Jones stepped down as union president in 2019. This morning, a judge sentenced him to 28 months in federal prison. He's also been ordered to pay $550,000 in restitution to the UAW and $42,000 to the IRS. Former Michigan State basketball star Keith Appling has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder and firearms charges. The charges stem from the May 22nd shooting death of 66-year-old Clyde Edmonds on Detroit's west side. Prosecutors say Appling and Edmonds are second cousins. Appling's girlfriend is also facing charges. Natalie Bannister pleaded not guilty to charges of accessory after the fact and lying to a peace officer. Both are due back in court June 2nd. City of Detroit announces a summer crowd control plan after recent incidents in Greektown and an increase in drag racing. The city plans to increase police presence and punish those involved in illegal activity. Mayor Mike Duggan has authorized 4,000 hours of overtime for police officers to deal with weekend crowd management. He's also authorized 2,000 hours of overtime to address drag racing. The overall goal is the safety of residents and visitors.
We want you to enjoy our city. We want you to come down. We want you to come in our neighborhoods, enjoy our beautiful parks, but do so safely. Leave your weapons at home. Illegal weapons will not be tolerated. You will be arrested. Drag racing will not be tolerated. You will be arrested. We know we're a destination town. Many of us have wanted this to happen, and it's finally here, but we have to do so responsibly.
The interim chief says the overtime authorized by the mayor will allow the police department to be fully staffed to also deal with any emergency calls. In the first forecast, there could be a few showers in the area, but it depends on exactly where you are. So let's bring in Ben Bailey. He's standing by to break it all down for us.
Yeah, Karen, our fourth show together this week, and really nothing has changed. It is still hot, it is still humid, and we still have thunderstorm chances. The small difference is we're seeing fewer of them today than we have in the past couple days. Just a few downpours here north of I-69 and a few more showers trying to get going out in the west zone. But thank goodness we're seeing some rain in the north zone because the drought has gotten worse there. New drought monitor shows a severe drought now for a lot of the north zone north of I-69. The rest of us remain in a moderate drought. I know some of us got some soakers, but a lot of that came after the data cutoff on Tuesday. Muggy and mostly dry tonight. Those showers are going to miss a lot of us. We'll tell you when the chances get better and when the humidity finally exits, all in a few minutes. Karen?
All right. Thank you, Ben. Today, we are checking on the progress toward a COVID vaccine for children under 12, and we're monitoring the latest numbers here in Michigan. The state just reported 301 new cases in the past 24 hours, a slight increase over yesterday. The 7-day positivity rate remains just below 3%, which is the lowest in several weeks. The state is also reporting 40 additional deaths, with more than half coming from a records review. When it comes to vaccines, the state is very close to having 60% of adults with at least one shot. The FDA's vaccine advisory panel just wrapped up a 7-hour meeting to discuss what will be required for a COVID vaccine to be authorized or approved for use in kids under the age of 12. Now, the focus of the meeting was how to best ensure the safety of any such vaccine because younger children have a lower risk of hospitalization. One advisor suggested only a full approval should be considered in younger children instead of an emergency use authorization.
I very strongly believe we need a vaccine for adolescents and children, but I want to be sure that the risk of the vaccine is less than the risk of hospitalization, because 4 per million certainly does not constitute an emergency.
Now, there was no vote at today's meeting. The FDA will use the panel's advice to guide its work with the vaccine manufacturers as the clinical trials in younger children move forward. Of course, we'll have much more on the panel's discussion when you join us tonight at 5. Before anyone in your family jumps on a bike to ride off on a summer adventure, you'll want to think about the story you're about to hear. One young woman learned a devastating lesson about bicycle safety, and she's talking to our Paula Tutman. And Paula, based on what happened to her, she shouldn't even really be here to tell this story.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And on a hot, steamy day like today, you might say to yourself, why on earth would I bother having a helmet around my head tight with a strap underneath my chin? And I would say, listen to Mia and see if she doesn't change your mind. It's not the childhood snapshot you want to necessarily frame. A skull cracked in numerous places, a brain bleed, and a near handshake with death. But this is the snapshot that frames the life of Mia Alex, who 8 years ago did what a lot of kids do, jumped on a bike without a helmet.
I fell off my bike. I basically hit a rock.
And her story is like so many stories when the kids wear down the parent on something seemingly so simple.
You know, I was 10, and 10-year-olds do not usually want to wear their helmets. They think it's cool to not wear helmets. I now realize that that does not matter. You should definitely wear your helmet. And I was asking my mom, I was like, Mom, it's just the driveway. Can I just, not wear my helmet this time?
She went down hard, really hard, and her life changed in an instant.
She was not acting normally. She was not remembering.
Dr. Friedman took her to the operating room and had to take part of her skull off to remove the blood that was collecting around her brain.
The team at what's now known as Beaumont Health in Royal Oak stood between Mia and death. Doctors, nurses, physical therapists were able to give her a great outcome, but it doesn't always happen like this, which is why 8 years later, when Mia went to the hospital to greet her medical staff as a graduating high schooler with honors, it was remarkable.
As I said, it's very rewarding. It's very satisfying. That's the best part of the job.
That's luck, fate, faith. She absolutely had a guardian angel because kids are always telling us, it's okay, Mom, it's okay, Mom, it's not going to happen. It is fine most of the time, but that's why we call them accidents.
But that road to recovery was not so simple. Beginning of 5th grade, she struggled with school. Math was literally a headache because of her lingering head trauma. There was a disconnect between her brain and her hands. And so as children begged their parents to let them ride their bikes without a properly fitting helmet, Mia and her team at Beaumont Health have an important message.
If I'm saving someone else's life by doing that, like by going through that and like telling people to wear their helmets, then it's worth it.
Yeah, you know what, interestingly enough, this has also really enticed her to go into the medical field so she can help others. You know what, Karen? True talk here. If Mia's story doesn't change your mind about a helmet, maybe mine will. I went down on a bicycle wearing a helmet. The helmet cracked in 3 places. Had I not been wearing that helmet, I would be drinking my dinner through a straw if I was lucky.
Wow.
So it's not just children, it's adults too.
It's a very important message. Paula, thanks for sharing what happened to you, and I'm glad you're okay, and we really appreciate Mia coming forward as well. Something to definitely think twice about. Still ahead, first at 4. Concerns about arsenic levels will have many parents checking some of the baby food in their homes, so stay here for our Help Me Hank alert. And married to a drug lord and committing crimes. We'll tell you about the guilty pleas from the wife of the notorious El Chapo. Up first, it's just 2 couples hanging out, but this meeting could have an impact on world affairs, climate change, and so much more. We're following President Biden